Hi everyone, this is my project, my contextual project for Project 3. The research question that we have to answer is, what intentional shifts do we use to communicate across spaces? The three forms of text I have decided to use for this project are Snapchat, email, and our Project 1 essays. How you communicate over Snapchat is very different from emails and in a professional essay. Academic essay, not professional. How you communicate over Snapchat is very informal compared to when you're emailing a professor or writing an essay for academic purposes. When you are Snapchatting your friends, you tend to use more informal language such as slang, abbreviations, where you don't do that in emails. Emails are addressed, you care about sentence structure, care about how you come across, and in essays you want to sound as formal as possible because it is a formal way of communicating with your teacher or your peers. Now, Snapchat is very different. My shifts in my Snapchat depend on who I'm talking to, how long I've known the person. Sometimes they're intentional and sometimes they're subconscious. Whereas when I'm writing an email, I'm very aware of who I'm talking to. So when I email, I decide to always go the more formal route. I don't abbreviate anything because it's a professional type of setting. And then for our Project 1, it was a very composed tone. It wasn't like when I was talking to my friends, you can exaggerate and you can be like, oh my. My overall goal for this essay is to show how the audience we are addressing tends to lead to these shifts, even intentional or unintentional. The closer you tend to be with the person you're communicating, the more informal your language and grammar tends to be with them. That is demonstrated by Snapchat. When it is a professional setting such as work or school, through emails, you tend to communicate in a more formal tone and be short and sweet to the point. Where when communicating over essays, your language is much more formal, it's much stricter, it follows more proper grammar than what would normally be communicated in either an email or a Snapchat. It's the most formal way of communicating because it's most of the time it's based on facts, it's based on something that is concrete, and you want to seem like you know what you're talking about. Overall, how we communicate and the shifts we make while communicating tend to be based off of our audience and the setting that we're communicating in, which is very important because you wouldn't want to be informal in a very formal setting or vice versa.